Welcome to the Get Trauma Informed podcast, dedicated to unraveling the complexities of trauma, its pervasive impact, and the journey towards holistic recovery and realignment. If your radiance has ever felt muted, like I and thousands of others, you're in the right place to reignite your inner light. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast. Well, hello, and welcome to week number 12, the final installation in the Warrior Within series. I want you all to give yourself a big round of applause if you've been able to walk through the 12 weeks with us or follow this 12-week journey with us. It has been absolutely incredible. It's been a mission to help walk us through understanding our trauma, understanding the root cause of it, understanding how we walk through it, understanding the differences between CPTSD and PTSD, how civilian trauma and military trauma, how it correlates with one another. We talked a little bit about remembering, or how the body has body memory, how we've talked about triggers and flashbacks and pathways to safety. We've talked about rebuilding emotional safety, regulation, relationship trust. We've even talked about and touched on financial trauma and how to regain and rebuild the stability. We've talked a little bit about we told our stories, and we found our identities. We talked about purpose and reclaiming our voices. We've talked about boundaries and brokenness and relapse not being a failure, right? We also talked about the power of peer support. And that brings us to today, a new mission, moving forward with meaning after trauma. Okay. So we've gone through the 12 weeks, and this is week number 12. Give yourself a round of applause and a big hug, right? This is a sacred moment. You've done the work, you've faced the pain, you've told the truth, and now it's time to turn the page. And if you want a deeper understanding and a deeper meaning with resources and to tap into that peer support, go on over to oasiswellnessctrs.com. Register for the Rebirth of the Veteran program. There is a plethora of resources available to you. The program is complimentary, and you can take it one piece at a time, right? We talk about recovery being one breath at a time, right? So this week we shift into your new mission, moving forward with meaning and clarity and hope. I hope that feels or resonated with you well. What's next after recovery? Recovery doesn't mean that trauma disappears. It's like I talk about in the Wiz when they were in the scene, and the in the work sweatshop, and the Wicked Witch, she ended up getting flushed down the commode, and all of a sudden there was a brighter day, right? And the song played, "Can you feel a brighter day? Can you see a brighter day?" And that's what recovery feels like, right? The trauma doesn't disappear. So let's get rid of that misnomer. It doesn't disappear. However, it does make way in trauma recovery for us to see a brighter day, we can rebuild ourselves, we can recover, we can even become a better version of ourselves because now we understand trauma, right? We've became trauma aware, and now we walk through our lives from a better, more grounded, more empowered position. Now you begin to reclaim your goals, rebuild relationships, even build better relationships, redefine who you are, not based on your pain, but based on purpose. The cycle of meaning. Research shows that when trauma survivors, and I say thrivers, make meaning from their stories, serve others from a recovered space, you set goals rooted in your new identity. You experience more joy, lower relapse, and deeper resilience. This is the post-traumatic growth phase, and you are ready for it. I always like to share a little bit from the life of the trauma-informed girl, right? I share my stories and I'm transparent about it because I know that we're overcome by the testimony, right? And I'm a walking recovery story. I used to believe trauma had robbed me of everything, my mind, my stability, my independence, my relationships. But today I know the truth. It broke me open and God rebuilt me stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. That's the work you've done as well. And I'm telling you, on the other side of recovery, it's so much better. The air is so much better. Let's talk about a little bit or go into our spiritual reflection. It comes from Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope and a future. Not just survival, not just recovery, but purpose." My God, my God, my God, purpose. Your reflective prompt for this week, the final prompt: what was this journey about? What did it teach you? What did it teach you about who you are and what kind of life you now want to live? You are more than your trauma. You are a survivor, a thriver with a new mission. Let's make that mission meaningful. I look forward to seeing you on the inside of our programs. I hope you've enjoyed this series and not just as entertainment, but as a tool to continue your recovery. Again, if you go on over to Oasis Wellness, CTRS.com, there is something for you on that site to help you with your recovery journey and to help you to continue to move forward. And if you decide that you want to lend a hand and be a part of the trauma recovery coaching, we launched the PPMA, Pathway Professional Mentor Association, to help those that have gone through trauma to now become coaches and to help other people in their journey as well. Again, make sure that you give yourself grace. I look forward to seeing you on the inside of our community as one of our thrivers, right? All thriving and prospering together in our purpose. Until next time, stay fearless. Bye for now. It's time to buckle up. No more suffering in silence. Our Power Pack journey to recovery and realignment starts now. Remember, you were collateral damage on someone else's warpath. Trauma is not your fault. Recovery, however, is your responsibility. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast.